Yo, what is going on, guys? It's Stupid Player NegativeAE, and welcome to Steins Gate. So I have a confession to make again. I think it's happened the most this series than it has like any other series, but I have done this already. But the audio messed up. So here I am again. This time I don't have the video even, so I want to go through and play what I played through before. He soon finds the Jellyman report. So we're going to find out what's in the Jellyman's report. I still have questions. It required the second password authentication, which Daru broke through easily. Ready? I'm opening it. Daru looks at me and Kurisu. I wet my parched lips and nod. The air in the lab suddenly seems thicker. Unable to escape through the closed window, it surrounds us with an oppressive heat. Daru wipes the sweat off his forehead with a handkerchief and then timidly presses the enter key. The file opens. At first glance, it looks like a resume. There's a photograph in the top right. The top left has name, age, height, weight, and other information. In the center is a long string of English text. Underneath that, there's something attached, like a scan of a newspaper clipping and a black and white photo. And then I know. I know exactly what the Jellyman in Jellyman's report means. I had no idea. I didn't even think to make the connection between Jelbanas and Jellyman report. But it's true. The people were jellified. I didn't even think to make the connection. James McCarthy, age 31, American. I have questions about this though. Okay. Date of experiment 2005. And the death happened, if you see here, on April 3rd, 1921. Kurisu bends over Daru's shoulder, reading the contents out loud. Results, error, human is dead, mismatch. That again. It is believed that due to infinite compression by supergravity, the subject could not endure passage through the singularity inside the Kerr black hole. April 3rd, 1921, New York City. An unidentified man was discovered dead in an alley off Union Square. The right half of his body was embedded in a nearby wall. So, here's my problem. Sounds like the end. The man's body was completely jellified. And you can see, like, SERN. Chapter 3. Butterfly affects divergence. The clock is ticking like a hammer inside my head. It's past 2 a.m. The window is closed and the lab is silent, but for the humming of the computer. So my first problem is that that's a person, right? Jellyman is a person that they sent back. Shouldn't they have sent animals back first? Wouldn't it have been smart to be like, oh, we'll send an elephant, right? Like, people are going to see dead elephants, or maybe not even a dead elephant. I don't know. We stare at the gruesome image displayed on the monitor, speechless. I was right. We're in too deep. I half expect guys in black suits and sunglasses to kick down the door and drag us off to a secret military prison. But better make sure the door's locked. What's going on here? Daru breaks the silence with a disbelieving whisper. They jellified someone? Upon hearing the familiar word jellified, I reflexively look at the bunch of bananas placed next to the computer. There's only one banana left. And we didn't have a single successful experiment today, so none of them were jellified. But I don't think this is a mere coincidence. The jellified bananas, produced by the phone wave named Subject to Change, and the jellified corpses, produced by CERN's experiments. They seem identical in nature. They're experimenting on people. Kurisu speaks calmly despite her grim expression. She doesn't even avert her eyes from the gruesome image. And this means they've created a time machine, doesn't it? Even if it's not perfect. I'm still in shock, so I don't quite grasp the meaning of Kurusu's words. This New York Times article is from 1921. 90 years ago. Look. Kurusu points to the black and white photograph with her finger shaking slightly. The jellified corpse of a man. She's pointing to his shoulder, which has writing on it. Perhaps it was printed on his clothes and now it's fused to the jellified body, but you can somehow manage to read it. Yeah. So, CERN used the LHC to send someone back to 1921. Looks like they failed to keep him alive, though. Is this the only report? No, there's more. Looks like 14 people in total. Here's my other problem. Is if... Why? Like, what is the... Like, is it... Are we under the explanation... Are we under the explanation that... I swallow hard. Pause on that. I'm awfully thirsty. Pause on that. Take a cold Dr. P out of the fridge and wet my throat. So if you have 14 people, are we just going with the explanation that they just don't care about human life and that's what makes them an evil organization, is because they're just, you know what, fuck it, human life, go. But then that would also mean that the people were willing to go through unless they forced them to do it, right? And we just like didn't know that they forced them to do time travel, like, oh, sit down on this chair for me, lock the doors, and then they went through the time machine, because that doesn't make any sense at all. Because then nobody would work for you. Well, I guess evil people would. Jellyman's Report 9. Subject, Dan Straisky, age 26, Canadian. That's in French, by the way. It took me a second to figure out what that was. Because it has like I can kind of read it, but I can't at all. Mismatch. The newspaper clipping. I think it's in French. I can't read it. You can read the date though. January 31st, 2001. The location is Pau, France, I guess. 2001. That's fairly recent. It's a pretty big difference from James McCarthy, who jumped nearly 90 years back to 1921. Collapsed male corpse discovered in forest outside Pau, France. Its left foot was fused to a tree trunk and the body had been jellified. Daru goes to the next report. Jellyman's Report 8. Subject, Linda Hill, 25, British. Oops. Z Program 4, 2004. Results, error, human is dead, mismatch. This is 1972. Like, why? Why would you send people? I'm still confused. Much less 14 people. And they all come out in the same way? That means they changed very little. Daru goes to the next page. Jellyman's Report 7. Michael Lang, age 33, German. Z Program, what date was that? I just want to see. 2002. So they try every couple years. The corpse of what is believed to be a jellified human was discovered at the in 1936. Did they have... 1936 is a long time ago. A long time ago. Like, I'd freaking out in 1936 if I saw a Jellyman. Pre-war though, so I guess someone born in the 90s like me would have no way of knowing about it. Next page. This picture looks like it shows a beach, beautiful, but for the jellyfish-like body laying on the land. Mark Hughes, age 30, American. Z Program 4, date of experiment 2002. Results, error, human is dead, mismatch. July 1st, 1985, a strange body washed ashore on the coast. You would also think that, like, the government would start to, like, be like, well, wait a second. I guess they're collecting these from the newspapers, so they don't run them, maybe? It appeared to be the body of an adult male, but its flesh was soft like that of a jellyfish. Some of the island's inhabitants believe that it was the body of a merman. The inscription SERN was found near the body's shoulder, but SERN denies any involvement. Keep looking? I've seen enough. There are 14 of these people? The sites are spread throughout the world. What can we deduce from this? They must have sent them to those places. I don't think so. It's too random. There was something about Kerr black holes and gravity, right? Isn't that the cause? It is believed that due to infinite compression by supergravity, the subject could not endure passage through Kerr black hole's singularity. That's what it said. What's a Kerr black hole? Is it different from a regular black hole? It's a theoretical black hole with a rotating singularity. Their existence hasn't been proven yet, but there's no way to prove, or not that there's any way to prove one exists. I cannot speak. Kerr black hole. Where have I heard that term before? That's right, John Titor. Titor said his time machine used Kerr black holes. According to Titor, CERN finished their time machine in 2034, and then Titor himself came from 2036. It makes sense that Titor and CERN to be using the same time travel technology. Does. Kudusu closes her eyes in deep thought. Creating Kerr black holes? That's insane. If you screw up, it could swallow the Earth. And besides, Kerr black holes are just a theoretical construct. If Titor's predictions are a reality, then that means the worst case scenario on video on YouTube was right. I don't know about Titor's prediction, but I've seen the problem video before. It was on the news 2 or 3 times 2 years ago. The gravitational forces inside a black hole are unbelievably powerful. It's certainly possible that passing through one would allow time displacement, but there's no way a human could come out alive, or could do that and come out alive. That must be how those people got jellified. It wouldn't just jellify you, it would tear you apart particle from particle. That's what a Kerr black hole does. Before we discuss this, shouldn't we look through the rest of their time machine research? Dora's already started pulling up the new documents. Suddenly I'm afraid. Is it okay to keep hacking CERN like this? Should I stop him? I'm the one who asked him to do it, but things have gotten really serious now. But at the same time, irresistible curiosity wells up inside me. Time travel is becoming a reality. I want to know that it's true, but I can't stop now. Or I can't stop now. I always add words. I don't understand. Here we go. There's a file in the Z program that explains the time travel theory. See, look, I add words. I don't understand. That was pretty easy to find. CERN should have better security. Their security's fine. I'm just too good. Daru is my favorite right arm. I thought he was your super hacker. Hacker. So what does it say, Christina? This is in English too, so I have no choice but to rely on my assistant. Can you give me some time to read it? Is she just accepting that she's Christina now? Kudusi's eyes dart left and right across the lines. Her earlier reluctance has vanished. It looks like she's as curious as I am. No way, but this is... Is Titor really? What are you muttering about? Tell me what it says. Oh, right. You know, this feels like one big joke. What do you mean? It's almost the same as Taitor's theory. Basically, the LHC smashes protons together at 999.9 whatever the frick nines there are there, the speed of light. By doing so, they compress a mass of 10 to the negative 24th kilograms into an extremely tiny space of 10 to the negative 19th meters. In Japanese, please. 3 lines max. A small mass thrust into a narrow space with great force. That explanation's too vague. That explanation's too erotic. What part of it? How do you not know what part of this is erotic? Who sits there and says those 3 lines and isn't like, oh yeah? Are there people like that out there? Are there people like that that can say those words and not realize that they're erotic? You pervert. I guess people that are sheltered, huh? Sounds like you have a pretty good imagination yourself. I was pretty sheltered. I'm not like you. Your blushing cheeks make her denial less effective. Don't listen to this fool, Christina. Continue. What were we talking about? Thrusting with great force. Proton compression. Right. Successful compression generates microsingularity, which... A microsingularity, not a mini black hole? Oops. Same thing essentially. A singularity is the core of a black hole. This process generates a black hole with 2 microsingularities. A black hole with 2 cores? Like a cowlick with 2 hairs? No, I don't think that's it. Explain with cute girls. Fine. Say there are 2 cute girls, Meek-chan and Crow-chan. Sisters are moe. Okay. By feeding Meek-chan and Crow-chan electrons, you can make them do whatever you want. Electric shock torture? Is this some sort of orgy? Nope. What is that? So you force them to rotate at an extremely high velocity. And then, theoretically, Meek-chan and Crow-chan transform into magical girl ring singularities. Cue stock transformation scene. Got it. Well, it looks like these two have found a common wavelength. The resulting black hole exhibits what's called the Kerr black hole, or a Kerr effect. What are Kerr black holes anyway? You said they spin, but what does that mean? Exactly what it sounds like. But don't black holes usually spin? I mean, there's a whirlpool around the black hole, right? The part that looks like it's spinning is just the surrounding matter being sucked into the black hole. The black hole is just the point where extreme mass causes gravitational collapse, and everything falls towards it. Since it's only a point, it doesn't spin. A Kerr black hole has a ring in the center, not a point. Think of it like this. Once transformed into magical girls, Meek-chan and Crow-chan's hearts spin like a ring inside of their bodies, which is impossible for normal people. I'll pass on the girl. Before you said that such a black hole's existence would be impossible to prove. What did you mean? A black hole has what's called an event horizon. I know this. Once you pass the event horizon, time and space switch places. I mean, okay. Yes, sure. Right now, we can freely move through space and into the future, but we can't move even 1 minute into the past. That becomes reversed. On the other side of the event horizon, moving freely through the space becomes impossible, while moving freely through time becomes possible. I can't even imagine what that's like. Since unrestricted spatial movement is impossible, you can never escape a black hole. For example, if Okabe jumped into a black hole, time for him would stretch to infinity. Since light cannot escape, human eyes could not see the other side of the event horizon. Observing a black hole from the outside is impossible, so nothing from the inside can be proven. There is an exception, however. This exception is vital when you use a Kerr black hole for time travel. Get to the point. The Kerr black hole's ring singularity, since it's spinning, has an angular momentum. Like I said, in Japanese, please. Didn't I already explain how the core spins? Just think of it as having momentum. If you keep giving Meek-chan and Kro-chan electrons, they'll rotate faster and faster. And when their angular momentum exceeds a certain threshold, the event horizon will disappear and the singularity will become a naked singularity. Naked? You mean the magical girl costumes expose a lot of skin, right? When does the anime adaptation appear or air? Kurusu and I ignore Daru's nonsense. Naked? You mean it becomes observable. When the event horizon disappears, there's no more reason for time and space to change places. Meaning that you can enter naked singularity without being trapped. And then the existence of the naked singularity allows the principle of causality to be violated and the general theory of relativity to fail. The laws of physics are broken. The negation of the theory of relativity and the principle of causality means that serious paradoxes can occur. Didn't Kurusu say that earlier? Nothing in principle stops Kerr black holes from existing. It seems inconsistent, but math never lies. Since the principle of causality fails, it would be impossible to travel to the past by entering a naked singularity. Don Taitor said the same thing, so Taitor's time machine is using CERN's technology. But Taitor's time machine was compact, small enough to fit into a car. The LHC is 27 kilometers long, but they managed to get it down to travel size in just 24 years. One thing I don't understand is how they inject electrons into the singularity. Look, this is a picture of the LHC, but there's strange equipment installed in the proton collision site. It looks like they call it a lifter, but just what is it? Daru, have you heard of it? Lifter. I think I saw that in the Z program files. Want to Google it? Daru opens a browser window and enters lifter into a search engine. We've got hits. About 422,000 results. Streaming your results. That many? Guess it's not a secret. Or you just looked up the wrong thing. You could just... Could this be it? The ionocraft? Ions are charged particles. The meaning matches. We click on a link that says ionocraft lifter. I think it's very convenient that we found this exact video. Looks like some dim garage. But it doesn't seem like anything secretive, just a garage like you'd see in an average American home. Do other people not have garages? Are we like... Is that a thing? At the center of the screen is a triangular shape made of some kind of metal. That's interesting. Are we the only ones? No. I'm sure that other people have garages. It looks like 10 centimeters high and about 36 because I've been to... I don't know. It's connected by some sort of generator by a thin wire. It looks like some really cheap equipment. And that's all there is. Nothing else. After explaining something in some language I don't understand, Russian maybe, the person filming the video slowly turns the power on. Why is his description in Japanese if he's doing the video in Russian? And also, why does this only have 189,000 views? And then, it's floating. The silvery triangle floats soundlessly into the air. Then it remains stationary. That's an anti-gravity device. Don't be ridiculous. That would be the breakthrough of the century. It's called ionocraft, so it probably has something to do with electrodes and charged air. Kurusu doesn't sound as confident as she usually does. We look up the information on the ioncraft lifter. I don't think it's breakthrough because it only has 189,000 views. Lots of sites have detailed instruction on how to make lifters, but I don't know how they work since the sites all give conflicting theories. SERN is using this lifter technology. It's a vital component of their time machine. If they can manipulate microsingularity's mass and a gravitational field, then these things really are anti-gravity devices. Well, under those exact conditions, you might be not entirely wrong. My curiosity is growing by the second. But it looks like CERN's having trouble adjusting their lifter. They don't have full control of the microsingularity's gravity, so they can't make a true naked singularity. That must be the reason why the subjects turned into Jellyman. Kurusu nods. Also, CERN has horrible, media control. Because John Titor is over there giving all their secrets away through @channel. And CERN's just like, this is okay. This is fine. Since the singularity is still closed and the subject is crushed by its tremendous gravity. Wait, what? That must be the reason why the subject turned into Kurusu nods. Since the singularity is closed, the subject is crushed by tremendous gravity. As a result, the substance becomes fractalized. Let's go with that hypothesis. Of course, there's no way to prove that it's right, and it might take months to prove. Kurusu shrugs her shoulders in resignation. So CERN's lifter is still incomplete. If Titor is telling the truth, then CERN won't complete their time machine for another 24 years. If we can complete the phone wave, named subject to change first, then we'll have outwitted CERN. We don't have half the equipment or funding CERN does. What makes you think that we can solve a problem that they can't? This isn't that simple. CERN still hasn't figured out how to set the subject's destination in time or space. That should be evident by how scattered the Jellyman discoveries were. We don't even know if this is all of them. There could be Jellyman buried underground or in space, I think it says. Or floating in space. Actually, I'm almost certain there are. There's no point in traveling through time if you end up tens of thousands of kilometers away from Earth, because it's not practical at all. Titor said that he had a variable gravity lock system. He can use that to lack onto the Earth's gravity and ensure he arrives somewhere on the planet's surface. Titor's explanation on that point was vague. He mentioned having such a device, but he didn't explain how it worked. But if you're only moving through time, wouldn't you just arrive in the same location? Of course not. Why not? Because the Earth is always moving. Right. Rotation and revolution. The Earth's rotational velocity is about 1,650 kilometers per hour. This game is very much like a science thing. I knew that going in, but it explains a lot about what it's trying to do. Its orbital velocity around it explains its theory about time travel really heavily. 114,000 kilometers per hour, meaning 1 hour ago we were that far away from where we are now. When you think about it like that, we're moving Earth-shattering really fast. Thank you, Daru. Thank you. And that's not all. The solar system is part of the Milky Way, and the Milky Way spins like a giant whirlpool. There are various theories, but basically, the Earth moves about 50 million kilometers a day. How can she roll those numbers so smoothly off her tongue? I get that she's a genius, but it's hardly common knowledge. Has she been doing research on the topic? We've kind of gotten to a ludicrous scale. By the way, the Milky Way is part of a large cluster of galaxies. I see the message. Which is itself part of an even larger supercluster? Alright, I'm gonna answer it real quick. The clusters and superclusters might be moving too, and if that's the case, we're moving more than 50 million kilometers a day. Have you bought Phantasm's debut single? It's the theme song for Rainet Kuru, so it's really popular. Varus has bought 5 copies. Yeah, it's my duty as a Rainetter. Anyway, there's an important secret hidden in Phantasm songs. The key to unlocking it is... Oops, the bell's ringing. Yeah, looks like someone's here. Better see who it is. I think I like this one the best, because all the rest of them are stupid. Like, you can reply to this one, and it's like, I feel a strong resonance from her. Theme song. Is this another part of Operation Stupidify Humanity? Explain. This one's the best one, because it's like, I'm aware. Contain certain directions to the sanctuary. Yeah. Isn't that right? Done. Back to the point. The point is that setting the destination would require insane calculations, even if you only want to travel 1 second into the past. Doing it by hand is impossible, and it might take years for a supercomputer to come up with a solution, just to get you to the same location. Then we have no choice. We need to find Taitor and borrow his variable gravity system. Great. Great idea. Go for it. I wonder how CERN is dealing with this problem. That's what I'm saying, right? Like, why are they just letting Taitor run rampant? I mean, I guess he has a time machine, so they can't really stop him. After blowing me off, Kudisu goes back to reading CERN's documents. Dara and I aren't good with English, so there's nothing we can do but let her work. Dawn breaks. Alright, so this is where I ended the episode. Let's see what the time is. 32. Cool. I'm going to end the episode here. I'm going to try to get 2 of these out today. So this is probably going to be uploaded pretty late, because it's pretty late right now. But I do want to continue the story and see what happens. And see if we get any progress done on this phone wave name subject to change. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed today's episode, make sure you hit that like button. Subscribe if you feel necessary. And I hope you guys are having the best rest of your day. Peace out, you guys.